I see what old chaps and chappets, Game Chap and Bertie here.
Yeah.
Yes, videos, and I would say we have here some interesting Minecraft news pertaining to future updates and, of course, Minecraft's future, don't we, old chap?
We most certainly do, yes indeed. Future with Microsoft, of course, because it's been quite a while now since we've seen any snapshots, as people may know.
That's right.
Now,
so
sometimes they have a little delay between updates and in the next snapshot, but this is rather a coincidence, of course, being with the recent news just being announced of Microsoft taking the whole thing over.
That's right. So some people may have been asking, well, where's all the Minecraft news recently? What are the Mojang chaps up to? And more importantly, where's my updates?
Most certainly. Now, they have said, the Mojang staff have said, that there's going to be a 1.8.1 coming quite soon, which is apparently just bug fixes and things like that.
Okay, so apparently we're going to be seeing a 1.8.1 update rather shortly, which will address some of your favourite almost hated bugs as the case may be.
Yes, indeed. Then they have also confirmed that apparently there is going to be a 1.9 update.
A 1.9 update?
Yes, they've confirmed it as the next update, apparently.
But hold on, Elchim, isn't the 1.9 update cursed in Minecraft? Don't you remember last year, or no, a couple of years ago now, we had the 1.9 beta, but it never came to light, Elchap, and it was skipped altogether, wasn't it?
My goodness me, well that's interesting. Who knows where this might go, but that's what they said nevertheless.
So, we've already got a cloud hanging over this 1.9, a rather Microsoft-shaped cloud, so who on earth knows what could happen with Minecraft 1.9 as regards the full release version. But if it's any comfort to you fellows, the Mojang devs have indeed said that 1.9 is in the works.
Most certainly. Now, apparently they're going to be fixing things such as cloud rendering and things like that.
Ah, yes. Now, apparently the cloud rendering in the current version of Minecraft, according to a Mojang dev, is rather laggy and badly implemented. So they're going to be fixing that in Minecraft 1.9. And what else, old chap?
Well, yes, apparently they're going to be using shaders, rather like many mods, instead of OpenGL.
Really?
Which should boost performance.
I see. So indeed, apparently this move towards shaders. We've of course seen shaders already on the Pocket Edition being under construction or in the works, as it were. But now they're saying they're going to be thinking of implementing shaders into the main Minecraft PC release. And of course, that's very interesting. Will they be keeping the current Minecraft appearance with the blocky classic look, or will they allow custom shaders that give it the sort of, the SEUS unbelievable shaders modifications that we've seen in the past with the amazing super realistic water and wood and glare and all that sort of thing?
Yes, that's right, yes. And when they say, we'll use shaders, will this be something optional, or will it be all, within the game implemented, as it were, straight in?
Well, if you ask me, knowing the Mojang chaps, once they do away with something, it's generally removed from the game, and I think they might be removing OpenGL altogether, as it were, and replacing it instead with this shader mechanic. Rather interesting, old chap.
Well, it most certainly is. Now, apparently there'll also be an ability to make your own commands in Minecraft.
Really?
Yes, indeed.
Well, that's quite fascinating. Apparently, indeed, the Mojang chaps are also working on the ability for perhaps the more technically minded among you to make your own commands. Now, of course, who on earth knows what plethora of uses they could have, but certainly for map makers this will open up many possibilities, I'm sure.
Indeed, so rather than just executing commands, making your own commands, yes?
Yes, it's rather flashy, I say.
Most certainly. Now the thing is, of course, this is all well and good. We've got 1.9 there promised, 1.8 bug fixes, and it seems all good. But we mustn't forget the fact that Microsoft have actually bought Mojang. So is this a tick-over thing between the transition of Minecraft Mojang to Minecraft Microsoft?
Well, indeed, it's a very good point, Elchap. No one really knows how this deal is going to go through in terms of the transitionary period. We don't exactly know which staff perhaps will be staying on, etc. and so forth, and we don't of course know what Microsoft are going to do once they get their grubby hands on the game, as it were. Will they want to actually completely change the way Minecraft works? Are they going to say, no, we're not actually having any more traditional updates, we're going to do things our way now? Or will they let the Mojang staff just keep on going as they were with the existing snapshot system, which was first introduced by Mr. Jeb?
Well, yes, it's an interesting thought, and of course we don't know that, and a lot of people and all the fans and the players are going to want to know that.
Yes.
At the moment, we're not sure, but what you can be sure of, whenever Microsoft get their hands on something, they normally mould it to the shape they want it to be in.
Well, I think so, and certainly we have to remember they have just spent $2.5 billion on this game, so they are very much going to want to make it their own, I think, in terms of, the GUIs they like to use and the various systems they're going to be doing. Now, speaking, of course, of this this approach by them, will they indeed be, for example, stripping the game right down to the barest stubs of code and actually rebuilding the whole thing from the ground up, or will they be using the existing model supplied by the Mojang chaps?
Well, I think the building from the ground up thing is a very, very strong possibility on the table.
Really?
As far as I could see. Well, yes, I think it could be. Yes, indeed. We don't know for sure, but I think we've got to consider that. For example, there may be a completely new, different way to launch Minecraft at the moment. Making it a little bit bolted together, a little bit better perhaps.
Yes.
And getting it ready for whatever they want to put it into. Windows 8 or whatever.
Well, I think so, Chaps. Certainly, I would not discount the possibility of having to log in with a Microsoft account. One of those live accounts that they have. And also, of course, there is another outlying possibility. We all know Steve and love Steve and Alex, of course, and they're great. But what if Microsoft want to change the player's avatar?
Well, that's very interesting. Of course, Steve is very key to the game, but they could bring it in the future. Perhaps not immediately, but perhaps slipped in time. Yes, Steve could go. It's a possibility.
Well, I don't know whether Steve would go outright, but perhaps one of the things Microsoft could consider would be implementing their classic Xbox Live avatars, those 3D models with their customizable clothes, as the player's avatar in Minecraft. Now, of course, that would cause quite a lot of uproar if it wasn't carefully introduced, so I think if they did do that, they'd have to at least give you a way to have the Steve skin with the Xbox Live avatar model, as it were, you see. So, of course, we don't exactly know where Bill and company are going to go with this game, but as I say, certainly, they're going to want to bring their own flavours to it, I think.
Most certainly, yes, and I think that's an interesting idea about the avatars, etc. So that the player's actual name or particular specific avatar, whatever related to whatever, could become Steve to everyone else, as it were. So we've all got our own individual ones.
Yes, I certainly think there could be a higher degree of customization. Now, of course, we do know Microsoft have said that they are very keen to bring in the cloud side of things with their version of Minecraft, their own brand or flavour of Minecraft, as it were. And indeed, I think they have lots and lots of plans for this. But I mean, if I take a look at Minecraft as it is now, I mean, to be frank with you, Elshep, it's not really optimised for cloud gameplay.
No, which is why we were saying earlier about the rewriting from the ground up or whatever. I mean, certainly Microsoft have got a lot of programmers that know just exactly what they're on.
Oh, yes,
so it's not going to be a problem to them.
No, and I do think there will be a lot of code reshuffling called for if they are going to bring in some of the ideas they've previously expressed, and indeed we've touched on and covered those in the past, but certainly this could mean a large-scale re-undertaking of the Minecraft project as a whole. It could mean, as I say, almost bringing the code back down to the bare nuts and bolts and just building the whole thing from the ground up once more. Or, as I say, they could find a way to make the current system work with their plans, but of course, such methods often result in bugs, so who knows, old chap?
Well, yes, we don't know. We'll have to wait and see. And of course, it makes me think of something else, of course, and that's the whole modding thing, the whole modding scene, and how that will fit into it.
That's
and
a good
will
point.
This indeed be affected, by the Microsoft takeover?
I mean, it's a good question now, Chaps. Certainly, games, for example, like The Sims are, of course, moddable, but I think the Sims would be the exception rather than the rule. Many modern games are, of course, structured to be a very much a branded experience where you can't actually change what's going on without a lot of effort, of course.
Yeah.
And indeed, Minecraft is a game that is very much reliant on the community of mods, all the mods with their hard work that goes into them and the many hours of enjoyment that people get out of them. Certainly Microsoft can't discount the possibility of mods and indeed the huge community that's out there. So, I mean, really, I think, to be honest, Microsoft might not perhaps be that open to the idea, but certainly they're going to have to be accommodating towards it, I think, in order to gain the approval of the community here.
Well, certainly, or they could perhaps implement, their own type of mods restricted to what they release and only able to, load from what they give, as it were.
Well, yes, they could be going the DLC route, perhaps is what you're saying there.
Yes.
Or, of course, they could indeed say, no, we want players to actually enjoy the game by building creations and uploading creations and sharing creations, and they could be not so keen on the whole modding idea.
Most certainly. So these are rather interesting points that we're putting out there.
Yeah.
Let us know what you might think or how you feel about what they might do in the comments, etc. But there's no doubt about it, the whole community, or any community, all the people in the community out there who have seen this must be thinking, well, what is going to happen in the long term?
Oh yes, it's very much up in the air, and of course I think we have to bear in mind, just on the subject of mods briefly, that the Xbox currently does not support mods. You just can't go putting mods on the Xbox willy-nilly, and of course I think with Windows 8 being quite a restricted environment, this could be the route that Microsoft is looking to take with Minecraft.
Yes, exactly, and so we have to consider that. Now, one of the things that was said by one of the Mojang staff just putting this in there, as a lot of people have said, oh my goodness, people look at all the YouTube videos and all the YouTubers that do videos of Minecraft.
Yes.
And we actually reported and said that they were okay with that a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
But one of the Mojang staff actually said to a local, or national, I beg your pardon, newspaper recently that actually they're perfectly okay with YouTube videos apparently, and they love them, so there's no need to worry about them.
Yes, apparently indeed there's no cause for concern that suddenly your favourite YouTubers are going to disappear in a puff of smoke. Apparently this is not the case, and the Mojang Chaps as well as Microsoft have both said that they like YouTube, which
So
of
that's
course
good.
it's not surprising because it's hugely popular on here, old chap.
Well, yes, indeed. So that's good, yes.
So there you are, fellows. Good news there. But indeed, we'll have to wait and see where the Chaps from Redmond are going to take everyone's favourite blockbuster game. For goodness me, they could even release, I'm going to whisper this, old chap,
What?
Minecraft 2.
Minecraft 2?
Well, who knows?
Well, yeah, you don't know what they might do.
You never know, old chap. Time will tell. Do stay tuned then for more exciting Minecraft news as it comes out. We look forward to seeing you then, fellows. Until then.
Yes, indeed.